Hey, my name is Ryan with Yushu, and today I'm going to talk about some of my favorite summer boots. I know for some people you shouldn't put summer and boots in the same sentence, but for most of us who are watching, we want to find any excuse to wear our boots even when it's 1,000 degrees outside. So thank you so much for watching. Please enjoy the video. If you can only see how awkward it is for me to try to get this shot of the three boots that we're going to be talking about, it would be comical. But the three boots that I'm going to discuss are the Allen Edmonds Chukka, the Red Wing Chukka, and the Chukka by Oak Street. Now, some of these aren't available anymore, so I'll give you some alternative boots to look at if you're interested in them. And then at the end of the video, we're going to talk about two options that are going to infuriate everybody who watches this video that are actually maybe my true favorite summer boots. But let's get started off by talking about the Allen Edmonds Chukka. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, Chukka. Now, you're probably thinking, well, what makes it a summer boot? For me, with my puny little brain, it's like if it's a Chukka, it feels more like a summer boot. I don't know. It seems like summertime, you're going places, you're going to friends' house more. You're going in and out of their house. So it's like nice to have something that is easier to take on and off rather than lacing up, a huge Knicks boot or something. It's just something that is easy to take on and off. If you go to a barbecue and you need to run inside, you can put on your boots. And I do also love a leather sole. Leather soles are, growing up in California, it was the time where we wouldn't get rain, right? So a leather sole was always used. So that classification for a summer boot. Now, of course, you can wear a Builder Pro or some White's 350 Cutter boots out in the summertime, and that's fine for boot guys, but these are just the boots that I go to most often, and that's kind of the reason why I go to them. So the Allen Edmonds Chukka was a boot that I saw Carl Morawski first review, and I think it might have been on his top 5 boots or something, and basically it was on that list not because it was an amazing boot, but it was almost sentimental to Carl, his first kind of nice Goodyear welted pair of boots. But to be honest, this is an okay boot. It does have a leather midsole, leather outsole, this typical Allen Edmonds heel lift, but inside it's like all the other Allen Edmonds boots where it's just a fiberboard lasting board with some pour-on top and then a super thin glove leather liner. So it's just not like what you really want with true heritage, but for something that you're only wearing in the summer on rare occasions, it will last forever, but it's just something that you're not going to get that true leather insole that's going to give you that nice footprint. And what you'll see with this video is that's going to be a little bit of a reoccurring theme that's going to be woven throughout with these boots. I'm not sure why. It's just what it is. Now with Allen Edmonds, with most of their boots, I wear a 12D. I'm a 12.5D on the Brannock or a 13C, and this boot, especially with a little bit more of a bulbous toe, works out well. Now this does give me sometimes when I wear it military vibes, and that's just not something I'm that into. So I probably will be selling these off. I just don't wear them that often. They're a really cool looking boot, but just a really a decent little boot, decent little Allen Edmonds boot. You can't buy these new anymore. So what I would say is, and I'm going to say this twice, Blackbird Shoemakers, they're going to be the company you're going to want to go to. If you want this boot, but you want it with a thick veg tan insole, with this dark leather, you can go on their website. They have a nice Chelsea boot that's shaped similar to this, and you can kind of do like a brown chrome XL, black chrome XL, color 8 chrome XL, and do a leather sole, and you're going to get basically just like a better version of this boot. And it's probably going to cost around $275 if I'm correct, but that is going to be your best comparison to this boot is going to be the Blackbird. I forgot the name of it, real professional like usual, but it's their Chelsea boot. Maybe I'll pop it on the screen if I feel like it during editing, but that is going to be the best thing to get right now in 2025. This is a cool boot, unique, but just not special enough for me to keep it around. The next boot we'll talk about is what was my favorite summer boot for a long time. Something about the Red Wing Chukka just really spoke to me. It was just something, I put these like elastic laces so I can just pop in and out of that boot really quickly, and it just gives like the summer vibes. I don't know if it's a super thin sole, just a super unstructured nature of the boot. Now it does have that typical fabric liner in the vamp, but it's just a very, very light, airy boot, and it's cool in the way that you get kind of like a Red Wing heritage upper, but almost more like a sneaker like really lightweight, easy to break in, lower. It also has a thick foam insole in it that I took out actually because of how I size in Red Wings. But this is a great boot. It's a nice shape. It's a very just casual, really nice little boot to throw on in the summer if you are, running out the house and you just want something quick, but you still want to be heritage, which I think a lot of us are like that. Now these have been beat to heck, right? I have not cared about these boots at all, and they still look good. That's the great thing about this, copper rough and tough. It's like as it beats up, makes a nice patina, and it just looks better with age. Now I've also had the Weekender Chelsea, which you would say, hey, that's a better summer boot because you're talking about taking your boots on and off, and that would be easier. Well, I got the Chelsea. I don't know. Chelsea's to me, and I might be old school, but they're just a little bit more of a dressy look. So like a Chelsea boot for like a really nice boot that I wear with a suit. Yeah, it looks good, but I just didn't feel like it looked right with the super casual. Now I know like Blundstones and are like the most popular boots ever made right now, so I'm totally bucking the norm, but I just think that the laces look better on a casual boot, and it just pops a little bit more, and it just gives it more of a unique vibe, and I still get that same versatility with it where I'm able to pop it on and off really quick. Actually, this is the easiest, I think, because of how it's stitched down here with that deep cut in that tongue. It's really easy to pull these on and off. Actually, the next boot I'm going to show you, I can't even take them on and off without almost unlacing the whole thing. But yeah, really great boot. Again, not the heritage style that most people want with that leather insole, leather midsole. This is all just this synthetic materials that it's made on. A really cool upper, but synthetic lower. But it does make it a little bit lighter, I guess. But when we talk about other boots that you can buy that would be similar to this, there's not really anything. So this is a boot that kind of stands out on its own. You get the Made in America Red Wing Heritage upper. There's nothing that you can really, I can think of that would be better. Maybe you can think of like a Jim Green boot, kind of gives you those same vibes, but really this is just just a classic boot. If you like it, like the look of it and the B-roll, then just get the Red Wing. It's going to be nice, and it's going to be something that's going to last a long time, especially if you use it just in summer. So what's the last boot I'm officially talking about in our summer review? Well, that is again a boot that's not made anymore, and that is the Oak Street. I think it's like a trencher. I don't even know what it's called, honestly, because they don't make it. Maybe it's the Oak Street Chukka in this nice Horween Chrome Excel. So this boot is a really cool looking boot to me, and I think it is a nice summer, like going out to a nice dinner type of boot where you still got the leather sole. I don't know why, it feels like summery to me, a leather sole, and then this nice natural Chrome Excel. Just a really handsome looking boot. But also if you cup your jeans or whatever you do, it looks a lot lighter than their normal trench boot or field boot that this is modeled after. But one of the big issues with Oak Street's always going to be the sizing, and Oak Street kind of just irritates me when it comes to sizing because like nothing actually really fits me. So this is the old factory when they made the like the pour-on style footbeds, and then they put just like a thick piece of leather on top of that. Well, I had to take that piece out because it was too small, and this is a size 12. And before I forget, these are 12 footbeds out, fits perfectly. That's my foot sizing is just weird from everybody's, but with all these, I'd say go a half size down for most of your stuff, and you're going to be good. But these are just like a Thursday boot, really. I mean, it's just a pour on. It's not that real heritage. Now the leather's nice, but that's not how they make Oak Street anymore. So Oak Street is made in a new factory, and it's made with a veg tan insole, and you can always tell because it will have a half sock liner. So if it has a half sock liner, you're going to have a veg tan insole. If it has a full sock liner, it's just that piece of veg tan that they glue in, which doesn't really help. I don't know, just putting a piece of veg tan, it's like buying one of those Rose Anvil boot breakers and just throwing in your Thursday boot. I mean, you want that veg tan lasting board or insole because you want it to mold around your feet and just last forever, but this is just kind of counterintuitive to that. It's a shame that they have just totally discontinued it. But I wish they would make this same boot look in their new style. I think that'd be a really nice kind of upscale summer boot. This is another one where it's like made in the US, but since it is made by Oak Street, I've heard say that Oak Street basically are like, I don't know, it's just like a store. They're called Oak Street boot makers, but they don't make boots. They buy them from some factory and then brand them and then sell them, because you can't just go to their spot in Chicago and go take a tour of the factory. You're just going to get a warehouse basically. So, pretty good boots. I feel like if you can get the sizing down on these, which if you're buying them new, you can send them in and get a return if you get the wrong size, but they're just kind of hard to size, especially with their more like flat and bulbous elastic boots, which they tend to favor those styles. But yeah, that is this boot. Really good boot. I do love it, but I wish it was, you know, the veg tan insole. I wish any of these were the veg tan insole, really. But the comp on this boot is going to be Blackbird again. Blackbird actually makes a boot that's almost exactly this boot. You can buy on their website without having to do any customizations. It's Chrome Excel, natural Chrome Excel, very similar. I'd love to pick up that boot and compare it to this boot. So these are the 3 boots that I wear in the summertime. I really do love them all. They're really good, but they're not my favorite. So my favorite is going to irritate everybody, like I said at the beginning of the video, as I hold up this awkward shot. And my favorite summer boot ever is, bear with me, the Lewis Jet Boondocker. Now, I've been changing out the laces. I've been having a hard time figuring out what type of laces I want to go with. And this video isn't about this boot, but I just want to say, and why I love this so much as a summer boot, it's just completely unlined. It's just basically one piece of leather that's wrapped around your foot with a super thick veg tan insole and then a very thin sole. And it just gives, especially if you're wearing pants on, like at a restaurant or something, it just gives a really nice, sleek vibe. And it has all the heritage material. It has a wonderful unstructured toe, but a super thick structured veg tan heel. And I know you hate this because there's tariffs that you have to pay. And when these were $500, it was, I think it's a steal at $500. Now you have to pay tariffs and everything. And so it could change depending on the day, it feels like, with tariffs. So I don't really want to get into that discussion, but I do love these. If you can afford the clinch Jaegers, which are similar looking to these, then I think that's, you know, that'd be even better summer boot. But these are on their German tan nubuck leather, and German tan nubuck reverse. There's the nubuck. It's actually really pretty leather inside, but it's just a nice, super thick leather, just a leather sock that looks good in all situations. Nice top down, perfect QC. I mean, this boot is a 10 out of 10. It's a special boot. You might have to pay maybe $600-700 for it now with tariffs, and I still think it's worth that. It's just, it'd be amazing if you could still just get this for the $500, because it has everything you'd want in a boot. It is made in China. That's the negative, and that's going to be what it's going to be. And then I really want to trigger you guys and get you mad at me by talking about my other favorite boot, is a shoe, right? So this is, again, Lewis Jet shoes. They're sneakers, and I've loved this. This has been one of my favorite summertime go-tos. It's just more casual looking, but it has this great, super, super thick boot leather, nubuck leather. Now, it's not the same. It is different from the German tan nubuck, but it's just a gorgeous boot. It has a great insole. With this veg tan insole, you can see it's breaking into my foot with foam, and then the super hard lasting board. So, I mean, the quality is 10 out of 10 for a sneaker, and the leather is cool. It's not a boot. Let's be real, you know. I kind of misled you on that, and I didn't mean to mislead you. It would have been just too awkward to keep saying boot and shoes for the summer. But this gives me the vibe of a boot when I want that brown heritage leather, but I really want to be able to slip it on and off, because I, again, on Amazon bought some elastic laces. So this is a slip-on, basically. You can pull it on and off, and I love this shoe, and I think it's a great looking shoe. And again, tariffs are going to affect the cost, so I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. I wish it wasn't a thing, but let's remember, it's not Lewis Jet's fault that tariffs cost a lot on their boots. It's not their fault, so don't come at them. But I do think they're great boots and shoes, so that's it. But there you go. There's my pick. I don't know if I can put everything in frame here, because we all know what a professional and prepared YouTuber I am. Probably the least prepared of them all. All these are really good. I think, if anything, these Oldenwalds are my least favorite, but these all have a good spot in my rotation, and in the summertime, these allow me to still wear some cool looking boots. So thank you so much for watching. Please let me know if you have any questions about these boots, and I will see you on the next one.